Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ayunna and this is Chic Brown Girl TV. So I know I've been gone for a long time. I feel like it's been forever since I sat down and filmed a video, but let's get into the life update. I'm not going to waste a lot of your time. Just want to give you a little bit of snippets of what's been going on since last year. First, let's get the elephant out of the room. If you could tell that I have a lisp, it's because I do. I have braces, and I'm going to be doing a separate video on the braces and why I got braces and all of that jazz. It's going to be a separate video because I can go on and on about the braces and my process and all of that. I've actually today made 3 months. Yeah, 3 months that I've had them in. But I want to do a separate video probably after this video just to get it out the way on why I got braces, the cost and all of that if you guys are interested. But along with the braces, because I have a lisp, and this is why I have the lisp, I had to get a tongue crib, and I'll talk all about that in the braces video and what it is and why I got it, how long I have to wear it, because y'all, I can't wait to get this damn thing out of my mouth. Like, seriously, I cannot wait. When I first got this thing put in my mouth, I didn't want to talk. I could barely understand what the hell I was saying, let alone having someone else understand what the hell I was saying. But it's gotten a lot better. She said, oh, it's going to get better, it's going to get better. It got a lot better, but still, I can hear the lisp. Certain, like, words with S's and C's, and I can't say, well, I can say, but you can hear the lisp with me saying it. So I think I have like maybe 3 or 4 more months with the tongue crib. Hopefully, y'all, I am praying because I want this thing out of my mouth. But we're going to talk all about that in the braces video. But we got that out of the way, yes. I'm going to have a lisp, but just think of this. It could have been a lot worse because I was going to come back sooner, but because the way I sounded was so bad, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wait it out and hopefully my speech will get a lot better so that you guys can understand me. So I do still have to slow down when I say certain words so that you guys can hopefully understand what I'm saying and kind of, you know, map it out. But y'all gonna have to bear with me because I can't keep stalling, coming back and doing what I have to do because of this damn tongue crib. So hopefully you guys are understanding of that because y'all, it's torture. So enough about that. We're gonna get into the update. So last year, I just wanted to take a break from social media and YouTube, period. I wanted to enjoy my life. I did a lot of activities, you know, hanging out more with my boyfriend. We both pretty much have full-time jobs. Well, yeah, because he actually got promoted into a bigger role. So we now both really had full-time jobs now. And you know, last year, since he knew that he was going to get a bigger role, that we wanted to spend more time together. So I took a break from YouTube. I really wasn't well, how would I put it? I wasn't interested really. Every time I sit down and film a video, I didn't like it, or I looked at it and it's like I was just not interested, and you could see on my face that I wasn't interested. So I was like, you know, whatever, I'm just going to take a break. I took a break from social media too. The only time I was on social media, really Instagram, because that's all I have with my YouTube, is if I was showing you guys something that I came across in Marsahlls that was like a high-end item, and I got it for cheaper. Other than that, it's like I was through with social media. I will be on there. I will see certain pictures. Some I like, some I just scroll by. I didn't care. I didn't care about anybody on social media. honestly didn't care. So I just wanted to take a break from everything. So I did that. I was barely even on Facebook with my family and my friends. I was barely on there. I'll say something here and there. Didn't post pictures. Didn't do anything. So I just wanted to be through with social media. Just enjoy life. And that's what I did. So towards the end of last year, right after Christmas, a day, actually 2 days, about 2 days before my birthday is December 31st, I had turned 30. Welcome to the 30s Club. I had turned 30 on December 31st. So like a day or two before December 31st, my dad had got sick. And on the day before, the 30th, I was out with my boyfriend and some friends. We had went to Buffalo Wild Wings. We had some wings. We was chatting, chilling, taking shots and having drinks and just enjoying myself the day before my birthday. We did have plans, but eventually the plans had to come down because that night on the 30th, we was coming back from enjoying time with friends, and I got a call from one of my dad's friends saying that he found him. He lived with one of his friends. They was roommates. He found him unresponsive, like he was breathing, but he was unresponsive. So they had to rush him to the emergency room. I met them immediately after he told me what hospital they took him to. I met them at the emergency room. Me and my boyfriend, we hurry up and rushed to the emergency room to see what the hell was going on. They really didn't have any answers. They just said that they was going to monitor him and see what was going on. I know some people, one doctor said maybe it was something to do with blood pressure and gallbladder and some of everything. I was just getting a whole lot of bullshit pretty much. So the next day, which was my birthday, the doctor contacted me because I did give the main doctor that was in charge of him my cell phone number to let me know an update on my dad. Pretty much I couldn't do anything about it, so I went home. I didn't want to spend my birthday in the freaking emergency room. He was breathing, so they was like, you know what, you can go home. We'll just call you for an update. So they called me, and he told me that he had woke up and he was fine and he seemed fine. And they were just running a whole lot of tests on him, checking his blood, and just a whole lot of stuff they was doing with him. And they said he seemed to be fine and normal. So I'm like, well, if he seemed fine and normal, how the hell did he, like, fucking pass out and was unresponsive? Like, I was, like, over it. So he seemed fine. My dad, I got his room number. He called me every day from my birthday up until the day that he was going to be released, which was January 3rd of this year, 2018. He was going to be released. And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. You guys don't have to come up here. Don't waste your time coming up here because I'm about to go home. They literally about to give me my discharge papers and I'm about to go home. And I was like, well, okay, well, I love you, and, I'll see you, when I see you. Mind you, I had saw my dad. He always comes to my job. Like, he will find a way to find me. Literally, he will find a way to find me. So, mind you, before he got sick or whatever the hell was wrong, he came up to my job. I saw him twice, like, a couple of days before, actually, the 30th. He was fine. Came up to my job with his friend, with his roommate. He was shopping, his roommate was shopping for something. I think, like, underwear and, like, t-shirts and tank tops and stuff like that. So he was in there, he was cracking jokes with me. My boss was even cracking jokes with him. Like, he was so, like, funny. So I had seen him before, and then he had came actually to the house and had picked up some jeans I had bought for him. So for him to, like, do a whole, like, 180 and, like, get sick and literally like within a couple of days. I didn't understand that. So on January 3rd, he was getting released. He was getting the discharge paper. He had just got through eating a meal that they had brought to his room and waiting on his discharge paper. He didn't even get a chance to get discharged. A nurse had called my phone and I couldn't pick it up. I don't know what I was doing. I couldn't answer the phone. So they ended up calling my sister because he had our number, me, my sister, and my brother. He had all of our numbers written down on a piece of paper on his little table next to his bed in his hospital room. So they ended up calling my sister next, and she ended up calling me. I'm like, okay, my sister calling. Let me, pick up the phone. It could be an emergency. So she called and she was screaming, you guys, screaming, crying, talking about he's gone, he's dead. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, who are you talking about? And she was like, our dad, he's dead, he's gone. And I just started screaming and crying. I couldn't even breathe, you guys. So I hung up from the phone with my sister and I immediately called my mom and I called my boyfriend, and my mom couldn't even understand what I was saying. She had to like calm me down and tell me like breathe and speak so that I could, get it out like he's gone, he's dead. And they both, because they both actually work at the same company, so they both left. They both said it was emergency, they had to come and they had to leave. So when my mom and my boyfriend made it to me, my sister had already left from her house and, came with me. And we just was in shock, like literally. We couldn't freaking believe it. We still don't know what happened to him and why he died. We didn't even want to do an autopsy because when they do autopsies, they literally like jack up the person's body. Like, we didn't want them cutting all up on him and just ripping his body to shreds. Like, we was like, fine, like it was God called him home, that it is what it is. So we didn't even care to do an autopsy because we knew, like my mom even knew because they did her brother like that. They fucked up his body. They ripped his body to shreds. So we was like, God just called him home. We don't know what happened, how he could come from being fine. They said he was fine. When I had to go and sign for his body because I had the insurance on him, I had to do everything. I had to sign for his body. The nurse that was caring for him said he was fine, he was laughing, he was cracking jokes, he was happy, he was going home. So from that time to him get ready to discharge, they don't know what happened. They said the nurse came in and he was laying actually like hunched over on the bed, like unresponsive, and they tried to revive him but they couldn't. And she did say that he kept saying, oh, my stomach hurt, like something is wrong with my stomach, it hurt, like I feel like in pain. And she kept saying like, maybe it's something you ate, maybe you haven't made a bowel movement in a minute, so maybe that's what's wrong. So maybe we're going to give you something and hopefully you'll feel better. And then she ended up coming back to the room and he was hunched over in the bed and they couldn't revive him. So that's kind of what happened. I lost my dad. Worst thing ever to feel, like to lose a parent. So I have one left and you guys do not understand how I am about her now. Like, I'm always like, where are you at? Like, what you doing? How you feeling? I'm so like overprotective now of my mom because she's like the only one I have left. And I'm trying not to get like teary-eyed, but that's how my year ended and my year began. I dealt with loss and honestly I just didn't want to be bothered. I kind of shut down a little bit. I feel like I'm still dealing with it. I didn't take it as hard as my brother and my sister had because they didn't get a chance to see him. They only talked to him on the phone. They didn't physically get a chance to see him. I got to see him. I got to hug him. I got to say I love you. He said I love you back. I got to crack jokes with him and see his smile and his laugh. they didn't get that. So they took it a lot more harder than I did. I just had to deal with that. That was the beginning of my year. 2 weeks later, I lost my uncle to cancer. Literally 2 weeks later. We was prepared for his death because we already knew, like, before the holidays, before Thanksgiving and stuff, he was rushed to the hospital. He was kind of like, literally like in a coma. So we knew that he was dying from cancer. He had survived cancer. He first got cancer 6 years ago, and he lived 6 extra years. So that was a blessing. So we was prepared for his death. He died 2 weeks after my father did, but we was not prepared for the unexpected death of my father. So to lose my father and to then lose my uncle, which was my brother, my mother's brother, oldest brother, it was a lot. And to deal with that in the beginning of the year, like, this is how our year, starts with death. So that's kind of like my life update. I don't want to make this video longer than what it needs to be, but I felt like to give y'all the backstory of, where I have been and, why I didn't come back, because I did plan to come back at the beginning of the year, but that happened. I am in the process of launching my lash company. I've been researching and doing that for like a whole year. It'll actually be a year next month. I have some samples here. My logo is on here, so I kind of don't want to show my logo just yet. But I do have some samples here. They are 3D mink lashes, and I have 15 styles that I'm going to be coming out with. I'm going to do a separate video on like my lash business. I just want to, say it in this video because this video is already long and I don't want it to be any longer. So that separate video will come in due time. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm glad to be back. And I'm just ready to just like stop, living in fear. I want to go for my dreams and my goals and just live my life to the best of my ability and just be content with like everything and be happy with everything. So that's going to be it for this video. I know it was kind of like sad, but I feel like I owe you guys that. I've been gone, and I know some of you was emailing me. Some of you even DM me on Instagram like, girl, when you coming back? You asking about hair reviews, old hair that I reviewed, and I'm like, I'm coming back. So I'm just appreciative to you guys that did reach out to me. To you guys that, when I did post that I lost my dad, that reached out to me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate you guys. And I know all the ones that reached out to me, especially when my dad passed away. I remember every last one of you guys who reached out to me, who said something. So thank you for those of you who did. It didn't go unnoticed. But that's it for this video. I don't want to start getting emotional just thinking about it. So I'm going to end this video here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.